Freedom's the answer. What's the question? You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock. And I want to make sure that you guys know this tool is available to you guys. I mean, it's just amazing to be able to look back at this stuff and you just scan through it real quick. And it's really simple. You go up to the top of Freedom's Phoenix and you see archives. Go down to contents listed by subject, each one of the subjects that we have. Or you'll see here, like, the top story here, future predictions. Well, the best way to get future predictions is look back and see what we were predicting and it happened. So you can do that, or you go to the archives, and the second one down, you got radio and TV show archives, and the third one is newsletter archives. You just click on that, and it brings up every single dispatch that we've done. We started doing this in, I think, 2007. So the last few years, you can look at all the stuff that's gone out. It's a fantastic resource, a day in. You pick a day. Yeah, what happened? I remember that day. What did they report on Free Phoenix about it? What was leading up to it? It has, very good information. Now, what we're doing is I picked some of these that were I thought were of interest. Now, here's Henry Kissinger. He's quoted, "In this period when a new world order can be created," the good doctor was on CNBC this morning when he let the cat out of the bag. And I remember this. He was being interviewed on the floor of the exchange, and they're talking to him, and he's going on about how great and wonderful that, Obama has brought the people together in an environment where now, we can have the new world order we always wanted. Oh, and I don't know what these guys are thinking. They thought that was going to go unnoticed or supported or something. Whatever. Inland 100 miles equals the constitutional free zone. You guys remember that? You're traveling by train. Suddenly, it slows and comes to an unscheduled stop. Armed, uniformed men come aboard with dogs. They question passengers, search luggage, remove one of your fellow travelers for further interrogation. Man, it's right out of Nazi Germany. This is already starting to happen. Around this time, at the same time, we're still at the 5th of January of in 09. Well, it says 08 here, but I think it's 09. Remember the San Francisco BART police shooting New Year's Eve? Yeah, it was New Year's Eve, and he goes and boom, he shoots the guy, and they got it on their cell phones. That's one thing. The cell phone thing, they're not getting away with that. That's one thing we talked about the officers when we were doing our day before Thanksgiving thing at Sky Harbor. We're going, look, man, you're not going to be able to get away with anything for even 10 seconds. So you better check your ego somewhere and be professional. That's not going to work out for you. U.S. opens new Iraq embassy. Now, this is, the United States dedicated its new embassy building to Baghdad on Monday. I got the 08 here. I don't know where I'm getting these dates. But, still good news. To boost recruits, U.S. Army relaxes weight rules. You remember that? They're going, hey, man, we just want to get everybody in. Can you speak English? And how good a writing, reading, arithmetic do you need? Heck, we don't care. You chubby. Come on in. We just need to fill up, be cannon fodder. New York Fed begins purchasing mortgage securities. Okay, now this is the beginning of 2009. This was the Federal Reserve Bank of New York said Monday it has begun purchasing mortgage-backed securities in an effort to bolster the battered housing market. Yeah, right. To bolster their buddies in the banks. This is, it just keeps getting worse. FEMA calls Founding Fathers the first terrorist organization. Okay. For those of you that don't remember this, note the date. How would they even have the nerve to stand up in front of these folks and say this crap unless the audience has already been conditioned, programmed in school to accept this? Make no mistake, guys, they are saying that the war is on us. This was, I remember what it was. It was a FEMA presentation that they were given in a classroom setting to local law enforcement or something. And the FEMA guy is up there and he's talking about, because they fear the patriot types, the I want to be a left alone types, the agorist, the voluntarist, the whatever, just leave me alone, I'm not, you don't rule me types. And they're going, look, man, by our criteria, the Founding Fathers, they were a domestic terrorist organization. So when these guys are going around touting the Founding Fathers and Thomas Jefferson and so on, well, they're domestic terrorists. Didn't you know that, boy? Okay. Then we're at the 6th of January 09 now, and we have fears mount of Gaza conflict spill over into Europe. Now, this is, they're starting, all of Europe is going to be affected by it. The whole world is going to be affected by, the little occupied areas there by Israel, and everybody's got to be influenced by it because government officials and Jewish leaders are concerned the conflict in Gaza may spill over into violence in Europe, with attacks reported against Jews and synagogues in France, Sweden, and Britain. Assailants rammed a burning car into the gates of, this is just an excuse for we have to care. Yep. We got to support Israel and get all those crazy people that don't like being invaded. Okay, that's the way it goes. Military judge orders secret 9/11 trials. The military judge overseen proceedings against 5 of the men accused of planning the September 11, 2001 attack signed an order designed to protect classified information that is so broad it could prevent public scrutiny of the most important trial. This is one thing during the 2010 election cycle running for Congress, Michael Schoen. Now, Michael Schoen is one of the sons of the founder of U-Haul. Guy's got a couple of dimes to rub against each other, probably silver ones. Now, what he did is he wanted to make a big point. Now, he used to be a prosecuting attorney, and then he became a defense attorney and such too, corporate attorney. And he said, I know why they don't want to have these 9/11 trials here, because then you get discovery. Oh, hell no. There isn't going to be any discovery. You're not going to have, be using the Sixth Amendment where you're able to say, I get to forcibly subpoena witnesses in my defense. Nope. None of that's going to happen. So he was saying that's why you're never going to see these trials here, because they're not going to allow that. And even if they did, they still wouldn't allow it. Well, then we talk about Alcoa cut 13,500 jobs. Yep, it was coming. Banker bailout cost exceeds all American wars. Now, this is beginning of 2009. The total value of the bailouts undertaken by the federal government in 2008 now exceeds the combined cost of every major war the United States has ever engaged in, according to a comparison of war costs calculated by the Congressional Research Service. So this is, already just the banker, which is worse? It's war on our pensions and our wallets, on our savings, war on war everywhere else. We got to pay. How bad does it have to get, and from which direction? Obama sees trillion-dollar budget deficits for years to come. This before he even became president. This is right before the inauguration. Potentially, we've got trillion-dollar deficits for years to come, even with the economic recovery we are working on. He already had a plan that we're going to have trillion. He was going to spend money like crazy. Then we started having Ivy Zellman stated her opinion during this morning's interview that the housing market would be much worse in 2009 when compared to 2008. Expect a tsunami of foreclosure. So we were already reporting on this foreclosure thing was not going to go away. This is going to get bad. Here's a letter from Troy Clark, president of General Motors. Bail us out. This was sent to his employees and suppliers. As an employee or supplier, you have a lot at stake and continue to be one of our most effective and passionate voices. I know GM can count on you to have your voice heard. So start begging Congress for us now. Yep. That's what happened there. Chemtrail fallout in Northern California and Southern Oregon newspaper ad. A full-page advertisement placed in a Redding, California paper recently by a group of concerned citizens. This is when we really started seeing some mass media being used where people were going, man, what's this chemtrail thing? And now we have, what in the world are they spraying? This is an issue that's not going to go away. I don't think it should. We see a lot, what it is, I don't know. I'm for just getting, give me a little Learjet or a rocket plane or something. I see one contract, go up there, take a test. There it goes. Oh, contract. Boom, I go in behind it, take a sample, send it to the lab. What it is. That simple. What is it? Then you might just test, here at Sky Harbor Airport. I go, can we just check the tank? The gasoline, to see what they're putting. They got an additive. Because I remember my father used to own a Gulf gas station when I was a kid in the 60s, early 70s in Florida, and is no-knock. No-knock Gulf gasoline. No-knock. It's got extra lead in it. No-knock. It makes your engine run smoother. Well, what if it's, aluminum and whatever they're putting in there? Well, it makes the turbine jet engines last longer. I don't know. We don't know. We need to know. Trans-Texas corridor dead or in a coma. Well, this was, the Texas Department of Transportation was saying, oh, yeah, it's dead, it's dead, it's dead. And then it came back being named something else. See, this is just looking at the archive. I didn't even get, where am I at here? I'm in the first week of January 09. Obama hadn't even taken office yet, and we're already seeing that. We already knew we were going to be screwed. They already were talking about what they're going to be doing right now, and they did it. Go to the archives. It's interesting reading. We'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll do some more.